Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
What's going on, Outriders? John, Josh, and Matt coming at you on this wonderful special week where we've been literally swimming in knowledge.
I hate doing a show when we got nothing to talk about. It's the worst.
This is kind of a feast week for us, and then I'm sure the famine will set in very soon.
Probably.
But we'll have LVO to cover that up really quick.
Yeah, let's just bask in the...
So let's wallow in our crapulence now and just be grateful for all the things we have to talk about today.
I'm grateful that, first of all, they're dropping this on a week where I'm here, because when they did the giant Gen Con announcement last year...
Oh, yeah, that's
It was
right.
when I was gone that one week, and then it was
that's what you get.
I know. So I'm happy I'm actually here for a grand announcement day.
It is literally an embarrassment of riches.
Yes.
Sorry, Armada and Imperial Salt players.
Well,
I don't think there's any of them left.
I was going to say, I feel like they're probably used to it by now.
There are a dozen of us. A dozen.
Somebody we were talking to some folks on the Facebook or Discord last week, and somebody was like, "Oh, I feel bad for the Rune Wars players." I'm like, "What's a Rune Wars player?"
Yeah. Yeah. So we got some corrections from last week.
We did.
What was the movie that we had incorrectly cited?
No,
or at least the actors.
Was My Fellow Americans.
But no Walter Matthau.
No, it was James Gardner. I said that.
Oh, did you?
In the
okay.
The post, when we posted the article, I said,
when
by
you
the way,
posted.
right underneath that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't James Gardner just essentially a poor man's Walter Matthau anyway?
Pretty much.
Which
the
is
only
just...
reason it was supposed to be Walter Matthau in the movie, and he was already committed to something else and couldn't do it. So
I heard it was originally supposed to go to Ernest Borgnine.
I think he was dead at that point.
Yeah, probably.
When did Ernest Borgnine die?
I don't know.
What's
Too soon.
Ernest Borgnine? Is that like...
Do you ever watch Airwolf?
Little child.
Like with the golden retriever that plays football?
I will stab you in the neck with
that's
this
Air
pen.
Bud, but
okay.
Thanks for playing.
I will stab you in the neck with this pen.
Did you know that the national sport of Canada is lacrosse?
I did know that, actually.
Okay, well, that's interesting. That's a good thing.
It's sports ball.
Yeah.
But anyway, Star Wars, because we're on a Star Wars podcast, and we actually have Star Wars.
We
news
do
to talk
actually
about.
have some. We're just faffing about. So.
Yeah. So I'm itching to get back into the meat of our conversation today. But before we do that, we got Star Wars news, right?
Oh, geez. Thanks for that build-up, buddy.
Yeah.
You're the best. Great
That's a good segue, John. That was good.
So we got bad
getting
news.
better.
John Stockton of bad assists.
I'm going to try to give you the bad news in a good way.
Okay.
So, hey guys, guess what? EA canceled the open world Star Wars game that was in development. Yay!
What
From Respawn Entertainment, we talked about it a few months ago.
Oh,
I am happily sad about this news. Sad because I don't get a Star Wars game, but anytime that EA gets their grubby mitts off of a Star Wars property is a good thing.
And that was basically my immediate thought is this might be preparation for them knowing that they're losing the Star Wars license.
And I hope they do.
So
they deserve to.
Okay, we're Disney is sick of our chicanery, so our shenanigans, and they're not going to let us renew. So we're going to stop production on this other game. I'm hoping that that's what the indicator is here.
Okay.
I would
Paging
love to
Obsidian.
see somebody. I mean, that would be great. I'd love to
BioWare.
see. No, well, BioWare is EA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the BioWare we know and love.
That's true.
I'm hoping either Rockstar or maybe Project Red gets a hold of it.
I don't think Disney ever gives Rockstar a license for
Probably not.
anything.
So CD Projekt Red, I would love to see. Those are kind of I would love to see them. And they really brought it back, I think, with Red Dead Redemption too.
Who makes Skyrim and Fallout?
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
I want them to make it.
Good. Well, Fallout 76 has soured a lot of people. I don't know that Disney cares about incidental hiccups like that.
Maybe they got a little too big for the britches. They wanted to go for the whole,
Yeah.
But Bethesda already
overall,
has two really cornerstone IPs in Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I don't think they're looking to add another one.
But if they did, Star Wars would be a
I'd be cool with that. I'm just looking for somebody to make a cool
I just hate that it would have to
open
be
world
in
game.
their stupid Bethesda launcher. I'm tired of all the launchers. Put it on Steam or don't do it.
My Bethesda games launch off of Steam.
Some of them do. Like 76 does not.
Oh, well, that's because.
And,
See,
Elder
your
Scrolls
first
Online,
mistake was installing Fallout 76.
I had fun with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it more. I know, unpopular opinion puffin, but I'm doing it anyways.
That's all right. If you enjoy it, don't let anybody
Thanks,
rain on your
John.
parade.
That's the best. So I hope everybody enjoys that bit of trivia. Also, we can officially announce, this is a bit of LVO news, Luke Eddy will be judging LVO.
What?
Yes.
Celebrity judge?
Celebrity judge
Yay!
Luke Eddy, designer of the game, who we interviewed all those years ago, all those months ago,
So
a couple weeks
I
back.
am going to argue with him. I'll be like,
You're gonna
no,
argue
that's
with
not
him?
what the rule is.
Uh,
Yeah, I designed the game. Shut up.
So
I've
since
seen that
I've never
happen.
actually been to a gaming tournament, I'm just imagining him sitting aboard, like, like in volleyball when you've got those like raised chairs.
So a lifeguard
referees-
platform or
yes.
something? Yeah,
He's
okay.
actually sitting there, but like with a
megaphone?
No, like-
no.
like British judge robes.
Oh,
Like
the wig?
the wig,
Is
yeah.
he gonna get the wig
And
too?
anytime someone has to bring up like a rules question, my lord,
my lord.
my lord, question, my lord.
A query. If it please my lord, we have a query about the guidelines governing this competition.
Approach the high chair of the law.
Look at it if you're listening. Please make that happen.
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
show up wearing a my lord uniform.
So we'll call them senator's robes. It'll be fine.
Senator's robes,
Yeah,
yeah. Appropriate.
keep it themey. But
Tyrant.
yeah, that's pretty much it for news.
Cool. Okay.
All right, then.
So now we get to the real
Hooray.
news. So we finally got our specialist article.
You got your specialist
Well,
article.
Oh,
The
and,
world
well,
got their
they
specialist
did
article.
announce some other new units, but we're going to
Oh,
cover
a
them
few of
later.
those things,
yeah,
too.
we'll definitely
Yeah.
be talking about them.
We'll get back
No,
to
no,
that.
no. You got your specialist article. I didn't get a specialist article today.
So we, as a people, as a proud legion,
Oh, the
people,
royal we.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
got.
The rebel.
I mean, the imperial half is dropping tomorrow. So,
We hope.
I mean, probably.
maybe. I don't know. We're not going to make any predictions on that, but we got half of the specialists that we needed.
Which we can extrapolate, except for the key command cards and things like that. But mechanics are laid bare before us.
Sure.
A trove of information.
So first
Virtual
impressions.
cornucopia.
First
impressions,
impressions,
Matt.
I have only gotten to glance at this today. I've been running my butt off all day, so I'm leaning on you guys
All
as
right.
usual.
Well, I'm going to give my first impression of it because I care more about it than Josh does. Although Josh, you'd be facing.
Oh,
it
no,
more
no, no,
likely.
no. I care.
But
But,
first
I
blush
care.
is very positive.
It's good. I don't see anything game breaking. So
Well, I don't think you want that in a 50-point unit. So
True.
good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
Clearly, this is the 1+ commander the rebels have been looking for.
I was really, kind of anxious about this because I wasn't sure if it was going to completely reshape what we were going to see at LVO. Because as we've talked about before, this release will actually be playable at
This
LVO.
is all, tournament legal for
'Cause,
LVO.
at the moment, it looks like it's going to drop just in that window before it becomes ineligible. So nothing I'm seeing in here that's going to be like, oh crap, I have to completely change my list around. But I see stuff in here that's going to be playable if you want it to be at LVO, and I see stuff that's going to maybe shape some things to come. It adds a lot of versatility to what we already have from our core units. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things we see. But this particular article, it finally spoiled the last two command cards. And we had seen the
They're
yeah, they're
real good.
They're good, and they add some interesting new themes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd already seen the 1-pip sabotage communications, and that's the one that gives you 1 special forces or operative unit. Your opponent must issue orders to 1 fewer than indicated on the command card to a minimum of 1. It's a good card.
Really good.
Yeah. So we'd seen that one already, but we got to see the other 2. And
Damn.
yeah. Matt? Did you get a chance to look at those yet?
No.
Yes,
I
yeah.
was talking.
We chatted
talked
about it
I haven't
Okay.
a
actually
little
looked
bit.
at them. So
Which is your favorite of the 2?
I like the 3-pip. I
3
really
pip is
do.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 pip's going to be one of those cards that you play when you're sitting on some objectives and you need to make sure some units live.
Yeah.
Right?
And if
and your army gets harder to kill as that turn goes on. Because especially if you're running a very core-heavy army, you got 6 core units in there. Every time each one of them fires, they get to give somebody else a dodge token.
Yeah.
you get a little bit of taste of Leia synergy without having to bring her.
Yeah, and with Rebels, having a nimble on the Rebel troopers anyway,
right?
I mean, those dodge tokens can go for miles.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you could stack a couple of them on Han and Chewie, and there you go. Now you got 4 dodge tokens on Han and Chewie.
So much more synergy.
Yeah, I know, right?
But we saw the 3 pip card does that, and then the 2 pip card was Turning the Tide, which is 2 support units or 2 heavy units. Each friendly support and heavy unit gains Inspire 2.
Which is good. I mean, if you're running a triple ATRT list...
That's really what this really helps out. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of, in a more balanced list setting, I don't see this being used as much.
Right.
If you're only running one commander, sure, it might be better than Assault, unless you don't have support or heavy units at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, in the ATRT barbecue list that we're kind of seeing quite a bit in the meta, this just basically gives your little command bubble to your ATRTs and lets them benefit the troopers around them.
I mean, if you got 3 ATRTs on the board, that's 6 suppression you can pull off of trooper units.
Yeah.
Within range 1 to 2 of that vehicle, those vehicles. So that's strong. That's really good. That's a pretty direct counter to Master of Evil. It's like, oh, hey, look, here's 3 suppression on all your guys, and then it's, oh no, there goes all my suppression. Great.
If you can coordinate that, if you see the Vader Bond coming and can prepare, yeah,
right. Well, and I mean, and it should be easy because chances are, if you're running a Vader list, you're only running 1 commander, so you have there's not exactly a lot of diversity in command cards on the Imperial side.
Yeah.
They'll have Vader's cards, the generic cards that are going to come out with the specialists, and then the core set cards. That's it. The main advantage I think all of these cards give a Rebel player is now, if I'm running a Han, Chewie, Leia list, I've got potentially 5 different cards of each pip that I can throw out there.
Yeah, it's
you're not going to have any idea what is in the hand next.
And I think that is
from you.
such a Rebel thing, and I love it, not knowing what kind of unpredictable tactics they're going to pull out of their bag of tricks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
where if somebody brings Vader, you know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be 3 of Vader's cards. It's going to be the 3 generics, probably from the specialist pack, unless you just want to have push in there so you can do 3 units instead of 3 whatever the restricted units are going to be.
Sure.
Because the specialist 3 pip for the Rebels, it's 3 core units you can issue units to, not 3 units.
Yeah.
And every one of those specialist cards comes with a restriction as to who you can issue orders to. So
I'm just realizing I'm really glad that they waited to release these guys. Can you imagine how unstoppable the Rebel list would have been early on if they had access to this guy?
Oh God!
From the beginning, when everybody was just taking Rebel Trooper spam, anyways.
Right? Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the cool thing, because we've seen, I don't know, I think over the last couple months, the last few releases, the maybe waning of the Rebel Trooper spam.
Well, we've got
the
options
trooper spam
now.
list.
So,
Any trooper spam.
Yeah.
What I'm really hoping for this, you've got individual officers that you can put onto units for 20 points apiece. The comm officer is 9, and then you have to.
Yep.
And then you have to do a comm upgrade, which the cheapest one right
5
now is
points.
5
Yeah.
with the HQ relay, which we'll talk about in a second. And oh my God, is great. Or the comm relay.
Comm relay.
So what I think you're really going to start seeing is you're going to start seeing, as people fatten their lists up with specialists a little bit more, that's going to start knocking your activations down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right now it's anywhere between 8 and 10 is what's competitive, quote unquote.
Sure.
You'll see as little as 7, and you'll
Not
see
the
as
11
high
and 12. That
yeah,
we
as
were
li-
saying.
as high as 11 and 12. You can't run 4 naked Rebel Trooper lists anymore. People are going to start putting either heavy weapons back in or specialists in, and that's going to, you're going to have to shave elsewhere. So maybe you dump a couple of core units. Maybe you don't have that cheap naked ATRT in there. Whatever. So the big effect that I'm hoping this is going to have is kind of get that max activations in the 7 to 9 range. 7 to 10, right in there for. That would be nice.
But at least it gives you the variety with it,
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I love running troopers, but I was getting sick of seeing, Rebel Troopers with Z6.
Rebel
and
Troopers with
Stormtroopers with DLT.
Your excitement to play games of Legion was an all-time low when that was at its height, because it was literally, you were saying, it was like the same list over and over.
It was,
again.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this is cool because this allows you really to, either beef out your lists, your units, and kit it out with an Imperial officer or a medic droid or a comms droid or comms relay guy, and or leave them bare bones. I mean, you're gonna see a lot more variety within your core mandatory units.
Can we talk about how awesome comm relay is? Just
Yeah.
for a minute,
Yeah.
because that is
Let me
damn
actually
awesome.
bring up the card.
So comm relay, it's 5 points, and of course it is a comm upgrade, so you have to have the comms.
slot.
Comm
so
slot.
either a comm trooper,
Yep.
or a vehicle.
Yep. But the card states when you would be issued an order, you may choose a friendly unit at range 1 to 2, and then issue an order to that chosen unit instead.
That's
So-
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's basically a free range increase, to what your command range would normally be.
No, it's not only that; it's more activation control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if I pull out, if I've got a trooper unit that has a comm trooper with that on there, well, no, I really need to activate that ATRT right
it's
now.
baby force meditation.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Or if I put this on all 3 of my ATRTs and space them out to cover my entire army,
Yep.
anytime
that's cool. I like that,
anytime I pull a support unit, if I needed a trooper to go instead, well, that trooper's going to go. And it's not tappable, and there's no restriction to how much you can use it. Damn.
Yeah, I really like that, and
Damn.
it works great when you've got even more specialized command cards.
Stand by. Does it work on the flips like that, or is it just when you're issuing order in the command phase? The command
No, it's when you pull it.
says when you would be issued an order, you may choose.
You issue an order.
Okay.
Or is it?
Yeah, I think it's
No,
just
when you pull it from the bag, it has to be when you issue it at the beginning of the turn. But it would still work like that, though. If you're saying if you have your ATRTs spaced out and you've got these
Gotcha,
on your
okay.
ATRTs.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so it is more like a force meditation thing where if you would issue an order to, it says like lay in 2 troopers or something like that, you could then comm relay
Gotcha,
it
okay.
to a support or something like that.
That is a important distinction.
Yes,
Gotcha. Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Still really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think that's a really viable upgrade to take on your troops or, like you said, on an ATRT or something like that.
This is an important distinction that was pointed out to me when we were live streaming
Okay.
on Friday night with the
Gotcha.
Royal Guards. I was goofing up a rule there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's just fresh in my mind. But yeah, I like it a lot.
And another way you can run this too is if you like to play aggressive with your troops, like you already got grenades on them, you like to run them right up in there. You throw the the comms disruptor or the
Comm jammer.
the comm jammer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw the communications troop on there, throw the comms jammer in there, and get them right up in your army's face. If they,
I don't know if you're throwing 15 points anywhere though, unless it's really you can really expect
it's
some
an option.
payoff for it.
yeah, I'm not sure I would do it like that, but if they've got somebody bubbled up like there.
It'd be kind of fun to run against Jeff, who likes to run the saboteurs a lot.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, I know you're going to want to get your guys up there.
That's true. Yeah.
But they are be thou disrupted.
Now, what did you think about the medical droid?
Good. They're solid. Non-combatant is interesting. I mean, obviously, I didn't think that you were ever
okay.
going to have. And with the medical droids, we already knew what we were getting. Because we had already seen the treat X capacity Y
Right.
rules already, explained in a rules update.
But we didn't know the value.
We didn't know the values. And I think that's just about right. It's like, what, 8 points, and it gets you
18.
18.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's 8 points for the repair droid. I mean, 18 points, sure. Because basically what that gets you, if you think of, how much is a rebel troop? 10 points?
10 points, yeah.
So that basically gets you 2 extra troopers for less than the cost of the actual troops.
Sure.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they're costed on the Imperial side when it comes out. It's 18 points for the Rebels. Is it going to stay 18 points for the Imperials?
Because Vader's going to have a pit crew for his suit.
Yeah. Well,
Get
not
in there,
just that.
change the tires.
No. Who's really going to love these medics is Pelt.
Pelt too, yeah.
Come out from cover, Pout bomb, get down to your 1 health, use your second action to get back into cover. If you're in cover,
pump me full of stims.
yeah, right. But yeah, no, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can take Pout. You know, if you can get him into cover after the Pout bomb, then you know, if provided nobody maneuvers around that cover to shoot him, the next turn you can start bringing his health back up, and you know it keeps him, you know, keeps him in the game.
That's presuming that the Imperial medical droid runs the same way.
Well, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Sure,
but I mean, because the keywords are the keywords. You know, it's going to be treat X capacity Y.
Sure,
you know,
but we don't know what the values
to
are,
a certain range.
Yeah,
you know. We don't know the values. I'm not saying you're going to bring Pout back up to full, but if you have, you know, one a unit that's basically his life support entourage, you know.
So no, with the non-combatant rule, can it still take wounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can still shoot it.
I believe it just
doesn't-
means they can't make attacks.
They can't make attacks.
Yeah.
So really, he's providing 3 wounds to the unit essentially because he can heal 2. But he
And then
also his own. So
Sure.
he's adding essentially
Oh, okay.
3
Yeah, that's
units.
good.
Yeah.
Three
It does
wounds.
make the unit that Z6.
Guess what? The second
Or
you're
that
done healing
DLT.
people, you're the next wound.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
So essentially, you're getting 30 points worth of wounds. For
Essentially,
18
for
All right,
for
2-1B up
half
to the front line.
Yeah. Right.
There's
So
an angry
it-
Vader coming our way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It, you know, it adds some increased survivability. You know, the ability for it to take those wounds not just from the unit it's included in, but from any unit at range 1, really helps too.
Right.
So I mean, that could be
Yeah.
a Wookiee.
I mean, it gives you a bubble,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that might be, you know, if you lose a Wookiee that turn
Yeah.
and they haven't activated yet, but you know, you use that heal and you can bring a Wookiee back.
Yeah.
You know, now granted that Wookiee, you know, the amount of, you know, if you've got damage on that unit, you know, say you've got 2 Wookiees and there's, you know, one of those Wookiees have 2 wounds on it. If you bring it back, you know, the next wound you take, a Wookiee still dies.
Yeah.
But if that's the difference between being able to attack again or bring that bowcaster back or whatever, because you get to pick what comes back, you know, if you get to bring that bowcaster
So
back,
just to be clear, you can. Is this even an action to use their treat?
it's a free action.
It's a free action.
Free action.
So you can just do boom, boom, 2 wounds, done?
No.
No.
It's 1 per turn.
1 per turn.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to be clear.
Yes. That's treat 1. So
Right.
you can treat 1 wound per turn.
Okay.
And then once you've done it twice, like the
Then you're
droid
at
is
capacity,
burned out.
you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
so
I brought
once you've
2 needles and I used them both. Done.
so once you've burned the droid out,
Yeah.
then you can kill it,
Yeah.
and then you're not losing any combat power.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and if you're running, you know, the Chewie, Leia, Han bubble, where they're all going to be kind of close to each other anyway, just throw this dude in between all of them,
Right.
and you know, you worry about those snipers,
Right.
picking off
Well,
one of
the
your
unit
your
that
guys.
has this dude.
Well, no, because the medical droid doesn't have to heal the unit he's with.
No, for sure. But you're just saying throw him in the middle. It's like, well, there's
Well,
an
with the-
entire
with
unit
the unit,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you've got something with, you know, Guardian and you want to just absorb wounds anyway, got some just, you know, rebel trooper unit you want to throw in the middle just to jump in front of sniper fire
Hey,
guys.
esteemed leader, guess what? The 2-1B is going to die for the cause.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
So-
not programmed for this. I'm a doctor. It'd be cool if the Imperial medic was Dr. Ball. Good day, sir. Have you not seen the Robot Chicken, Dr. Ball's?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'll have to show you later.
Sorry.
Lost the will to live? What's your degree in poetry? It's awesome. I'll show you. Okay.
All right, and the last unit we saw, our last model we saw previewed from that unit was the R5 Astromech droid. Like we talked about before, 8 points. It's repair 1, capacity 2, so basically the same function except for with vehicles.
Right.
So-
And the important thing there is it can repair a damaged vehicle.
Yeah.
So if you've lost your weapon, if you lost your flamer on your ATRT, then you know the droid can come up there and fix it up. So
And I don't think this is nearly as valuable as the medic would be, just because
Well,
the fact
just-
that like
you're
the
not running
rebels,
a lot of. You're not running
Good
a lot
thing
of.
it's 8 points then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally, you're not going to use this on a speeder because
Good luck
it's
catching
gonna,
it.
Yeah, it's going to be way faster than the unit that's trying to chase it.
Pit crew it.
Yeah. And then, ATRTs, if you're using them as like stationary emplacement, turrets essentially, this might help for that. But if you're using, sorry about the barbecue, and you're running up these ATRTs with flamethrowers, chances are you're probably going to be outpacing the unit. So
I know a great unit it will work on, though.
Oh yeah, those ATSTs, right?
A giant. Well, no, I was thinking more a giant rolling cover 2 tank.
Oh yeah.
Is it cover 2? Did I miss that?
It will be because the rules say
man.
treaded vehicles provide heavy cover.
Right. Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Advance up everybody behind that puppy.
Before we get into the real big news of the week,
Yeah.
do
Yep.
we have anything else we want to cover with the specialists?
No, I think we got it,
excited.
I'm expecting everything on the Imperial side to be a time and a half more expensive, just because that's how this game works.
That's the price you pay
Yeah,
for being a fascist.
yeah,
You have control of everything, but it all costs more. 'Cause
right,
everybody's got to get their cut.
yeah.
Corruption in the bureaucracy.
I wonder if the person who wrote the article today just totally unironically said, where was
What was it?
While rebel officers may be at a constant disadvantage in terms of weaponry and manpower. Funny article writer.
I mean,
Whatever.
traditionally,
Yeah,
that's true.
not on this game.
You know what we do have?
Guess what? There's a larger
Synergy.
galaxy out there. Yeah.
Shut up.
So much synergy.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You got even more now.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. John, Josh, and Matt. Now we're into the real thing you guys have been waiting for here. The big news that dropped on Monday. The vehicles that everyone's been waiting for. Well, most of us, I guess.
And it was about time. You know, the
Yeah.
vehicle game had gotten very stale, and despite all of those people out there like, oh, it's Warhammer 40K now. Durr. No, it's not. It's not even close, even though we got a Land Raider,
I mean-
it looks like. But
Right?
So a transport does not necessarily make a Rhino Rush, but
Yeah, and
then all the other rules as well.
right. Well, you know, the Rebels got their war truck, so, you know, it's all good.
People,
basically
people
what
love
it
their
is.
hyperbole, as they say.
Yeah. So maybe this did become 40K. Good job, FFG.
no. As somebody who plays 40K,
You were so giddy.
What this does have,
Yeah.
though, is the longest damn unit name I have ever seen.
You're talking about the Occupier Combat
yeah,
Assault
the
Tank unit?
TX225 GAV-W Occupier Combat Assault Tank Unit Expansion.
yeah,
It's like oh my god, it's like listening to Ralphie talk about the Red Rider BB gun, you know, where it's like I'm out of breath after you say it. I mean, the name almost takes up 2 lines in the article.
I'm actually kind of surprised that you're not down with the nomenclature for all of these, because you memorize all of the technical names of all of the weapons and vehicles for
course
Star
I
Wars
did.
anyway.
It's the OCATU.
The
apparently.
Oh, is that the
Yeah,
acronym
I
for
guess,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What military doesn't anachronize
Yeah,
everything?
it's the BFT.
Okay. That's fair. I like
Yeah.
that better. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead.
It's the big friendly tank.
Yes.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
to this day, I still don't know what the name of the actual satellite dish thing is for the Rebels. I just call it the nipple antenna.
The 1.4 FD.
Yeah, the 1.4 FD. What does that even mean?
It's a 1.4.
1.4.
It's not as much as 2,
And less
but
than
it's
1.5.
but it is more than 1.
But more than 1. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good.
1.4.
Yeah, just nipple antenna.
5.56 full metal jacket.
I'm sure somebody out there will correct us and like, well, it's 1.4 because this, but
Oh god.
That's the great thing about the
Stop.
internet.
it's true. I mean, there's always somebody
Okay,
who knows
so the
more than
tank.
me.
Let's talk about how
Tanks.
awesome this tank is. Can we talk about how awesome this tank is?
I want to talk about
this
the crates
tank is
that are in the back.
awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about?
The crates in the back, they're pretty sweet.
Premium barricades. It's great. Premium barricadas. I'm so happy. That probably is the
imagine.
thing That is probably the thing that makes me the happiest of this entire
You
expansion.
are such a strange man.
I know, right? What can I say? I've got it for barricades.
Hey, okay. No kidding.
So just off the bat, right away, it's big.
It is. New base.
Yeah.
New base.
Oval
base.
base.
So that speed 1 move is deceptive because you're
probably
moving
gonna
an entire
move.
oblong base as well.
Thank God it's front to back and not front to front.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
moving this thing front to back is going to get you. I mean, obviously
It
we don't
looks
see anything
like-
for scale in there.
Well, except for the guy popping out of the top.
Well, somebody was saying based on the measurements of that base, it's gonna range 1 movement or movement 1 with this is going to equal a movement 2 with an ATRT.
Probably, yeah. Just eyeballing that.
Okay.
You know,
and the nice thing about the range 1 is you can pull tighter corners with that too.
you can.
Yeah.
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 Well, and the tank has reposition.
Or speed 1 rather.
You know.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, so even if you need to move a little bit, you can tweak your angle of attack as far as which direction you're going to go moving in.
Yeah.
And then make your move, right? So if you're nudged up against a building and you weren't going to clear that maneuver, you know, you can reposition to kind of swing out a little bit and then make the turn. So you've got that going for you too, which is nice.
Which is nice. Yeah. Now the drawback with having this this strange shape is that it's got a weakness, and unfortunately for this tank, the weakness is on the sides.
The sides, yeah, weak point side, and those sides are huge.
Yeah. So,
I mean, the arcs on there are gigantic, but that's mitigate. That's easily mitigated.
Who would win? Some rebel hobos or one long boy?
One long boy.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think that's easily mitigated. I mean, if you can move it up a board edge, if you're playing Long March, something like that,
yeah.
you know, that automatically gets you one side protected.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, it reduces your cone of fire.
Sure. Well, maybe. I mean, you know, depending on where you put it in relative position to everything else on the board.
Sure.
You know, if I put it out on a flank, you've got to outflank my flanker, which, okay, fine, outflank my flanker
So flank the
because you're
flanking
running
flanker.
away.
Yo, dog, I heard you like flanking.
So we put some flanking on your flanking.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty on this unit. So we're looking at about, 155 points?
It's not
for
bad.
this? Yeah.
Is the nitty gritty also the model looks because it looks dope, and I love the helmet on the guy that's the bop gunner in the turret.
Is that what it's called? Is that the technical term?
Yeah, the bop gunner, yeah.
Okay.
I will not be putting those models on this tank, by the
What?
way.
He looks
Do you
so
know how
cool.
unsafe it is to ride around in a tank unbuttoned in combat?
Do you like?
It's so
Look,
not
if
safe.
we're going full 40K in this,
We
he's
are.
got to be out there with a pistol.
A sword, yeah.
Drive with a sword.
Yeah.
Drive faster so I can hit things with my sword.
Yeah. Drive close, huh?
Well, this is not 40K because these people are actually not zealots.
But
Really,
so
but-
we've got like a top gunner, the door gunner guy. and
Yeah.
he's
That's
got,
the commander.
Is that the commander?
That's the unit
I
commander.
don't know.
yeah.
It's
That's
a
the
different
tank
helmet
commander.
from the other stormtroopers, and I really like it.
Yeah, well, because how else do you know he's a tank driver if his helmet's not the same? Or if his helmet's the same. Yeah.
At least he didn't get one of those crappy ATST driver half helmet things.
Yeah.
He's the first sergeant, right?
Yeah, well, he is that is the character, and I put character
Yeah.
in air quotes because it's basically somebody they just made up a name for so you could have a unique driver.
As you do.
I like to imagine that as a first sergeant, he likes to drive around and tell other stormtroopers to stay off the grass.
Yeah. Where's your cover?
Where's your reflective belt, trooper?
There it is. Why weren't you at PT?
So yeah, 155 points. It has armor.
Yeah, it does.
Arsenal 2.
Which is
so
awesome. Yeah.
which is good. Allows it to fire both its weapons. Reposition. So this we saw with the emplacement trooper stuff.
Allows you to pivot either before or after a move,
Yep.
which is
Ooh, I
good.
like that a lot.
Wh-
Yeah.
which is really
but not
big for
before
this
and
one.
after, thankfully.
Oh, yeah.
So now with this, because it's not circular, we're going to see.
Yeah, I'm not
pivots
exactly sure how
change a little
pivot
bit
is going to work on that. You know,
Because I'm assuming it's still going to have to change, like rotate on its axis to the direct center of the
Yeah,
model.
Right.
You would still imagine a 90 degree turn. It's tough to tell from the lines on the picture they sent if it's going to line up exactly, but I would hope so.
But I imagine that there's going to be some issues with terrain involved because say you're scooting this, between a narrow space that maybe it can fit in going, lengthwise.
You don't want to get into an Austin Powers situation. The hallway.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bonk, bonk.
Right.
Just hold on. I've got it. Hold on.
So now this is the first thing we've seen yet with the transport option.
Right.
So it's got transport 1 open, which the open rule says here, and
do we know what it does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, okay.
transport 1 open says on this card at least that you may transport 1 friendly trooper unit. Keyword unit. Here. Yeah. Now after defending, if you suffered 1 or more wounds, each unit you are that you are transporting also suffers 1 wound,
which isn't bad. I mean, I can, if I've got something that I'm trying to get up the board, I'll take a wound to get my E-Web more up the board, into a good heavy cover firing position.
Maybe some scout troopers that have that white armor save.
Yeah.
Exactly. I might take 4 sniper wounds trying to get something up the board.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Good luck, sniper. Sniper's not going to shoot at the tank.
Yeah.
So maybe that unit gets up the board into a better position, shielded from snipers.
But I think the most important role, though, will be, and I think this was born within minutes of this article dropping, was the role of the Palpmobile.
Right.
Right. With
it's put a little bubble over it.
Bubble class.
Right.
Yes,
There's literally a Palpmobile.
So the question I have with that then is, if you are, say, I'm going to shoot at the Palpmobile with, laser cannon from the ATRT. Okay.
Sure.
It's got impact. So it does a wound to the actual tank. The tank makes it rolls a save, fails it. So does Palp then get a save on that wound coming in?
You just take
it automatically.
Yeah, it says if this takes a wound. It doesn't say if this takes a wound, your unit gets to make a save for it. It says if the vehicle takes a wound, the embarked unit takes a wound. Period. Done.
Okay. So this still makes it very viable for transporting Palp. Vader less so.
Sure.
Because this basically mitigates the deflectability from Vader.
Right. You lose all of those. You probably lose all of that. You lose all of that.
To get a turn 1 slingshot, it might be kind of fun, and then you have a fire support vehicle behind him. We'll talk about this with the X-34 as well. But...
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
The thing that we don't know yet is how the embark debark process works.
Yeah,
that's true.
A very, very key part of this. If I have to start my turn in base contact and then use my entire turn to embark on the vehicle, that's not really good.
Yeah.
Because you've either got to deploy them touching, or you've got to, it's not until turn 2 that you can embark something on this tank.
I was hoping we see something like an embark or deploy, like a free action or something they get.
Well, I'm okay with it taking an action.
Okay.
So if I've got a trooper unit within range, say I've got a stormtrooper unit.
Sure.
Within a speed 2 move of this thing, I take 1 move to move up to it, 1 move to get in it. There you go. And then to get out of it, it takes one of the tank's activations.
Yeah, it can roll forward 1 and then deploy people or
something like that. Probably can't embark and debark in the same round.
No.
Which is valid.
Okay.
Right, because you're literally slingshotting a unit forward. And
tapping the driver on the shoulders to run through.
The big question becomes, since this has the keyword open, in other games that have open top transports, the embarked units can shoot out of them.
Okay, let's not mix keywords.
Yeah, let's try not to mix game
I
systems.
know. Well, then why doesn't it just say transport?
Maybe if it's a closed transport, they don't take wounds. Maybe that kind of thing.
Something. But what I'm going to guess, and again, this is all pure speculation. If once you embark a unit, you just it's like rapid reinforcements. You just take their coin, their command token, and put it to the side.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not even part of your pool until you deploy them, and then they come down, and like rapid, they come into the field activated. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, that's speculation, so we can't. We can't make those assumptions yet. But
finish your thought.
What I'd like to see, I would like to see units that are embarked shoot off of the unit, but it uses one of the vehicle's arsenal weapons.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So. Yeah, switching this conversation over to the that we haven't
Okay.
talked about.
Right.
It has Arsenal 3. If you put Han on it, you can use Han's gun as one of the weapons.
Okay.
You don't necessarily. You would lose, just like you lose deflect.
Mm-hmm.
You would lose gunslinger, sharpshooter, all of this other stuff, because the vehicle is making the attack, not necessarily Han.
Okay.
Right? You now use the vehicle surges and things like that, but now you have Han Solo shooting off of the tank.
This is all a very
It's-
thinly veiled excuse for you to have an
You're
E-Web mounted.
damn
on
right
this.
it is.
I'm seeing right through you, Josh.
I had visions of Palp riding around and blessing people with force lightning, but
Dude, a lightning drive-by,
the force also be with you. Yeah.
So Luke do a saber throw off of it as he's
Yeah.
riding, I mean,
We
yes it is.
Yeah.
You just
But again,
more DACA. That's all you're after.
but here's the thing, if I put that E-Web on there, I lose the ability because the tank doesn't search for anything.
yeah.
So now with 1 red, 2 black, 2 white, I lose the ability to surge to crit. That's kind of
well, let's not try and confuse people with
Yeah, I
too
know,
much
I know.
wish listing.
And again,
here.
this is all
Yeah.
wish listing stuff.
Yeah. How we'd like to see it work, but
Sure.
we just don't know right now.
Right.
So we'll give them the hard facts
But
first.
yeah,
So the guns that we actually do know that are mounted on it, that we do actually have rules for, it's got the 2 weapon choices: the lateral quad MK2 something with
Again,
whatever
do these
cannons.
names have to be this
No.
long?
yes,
lateral quad cannons. It's range
the
1
Empire.
to 4, 2 red, 2 black, impact 2, fixed front. So
That's good.
real strong.
That's good.
I mean, it's basically the ATRT or ATST main weapon without the 2 white dice.
yeah,
So real good.
which are going to let you down anyways. So
Exactly.
And then the other one is the forward twin whatever cannons, range 1 to 2, 1 black, 1 red, also fixed front but suppressive.
yeah,
Which is good.
So
good also.
yeah, you're basically combining like 2 of the weapons from an ATST on a more mobile platform with transportability for less points.
Sure. Or
What is the points cost on
and
this?
155.
Oh,
and
okay.
we haven't seen yet what that DLT does.
Yep.
But even if it's a standard DLT,
Hey, I'll take 2 reds.
I will take 4 red, 2 black out to range 4
And another impact.
Ooh, that
and
is
another
spicy.
impact
Yeah.
any day, because I will move that thing up and just pillbox it and reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
We're going hold down, boys.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the worst
Park it
plan.
at the end of an alley.
You just want to reenact Fury with the
Basically.
Empire. Yeah.
But that's, I mean, and I think that's one thing that I don't know if a lot of people are giving this vehicle credit for. With it having cover 2, because it's a tracked vehicle, being able to advance this thing up the board and then give stormtroopers behind it a mobile 2, a mobile cover 2.
I'm excited for a mobile barricade.
Is
This is
amazing.
Barricada 2.0.
Yeah, it
Right,
is.
yeah.
It is. There's your premium
This is
barricade right there.
weaponized barricades.
It
yes.
is. Yeah. Yeah. A barricade that can also shoot you at range 4.
A barricade with teeth. A
Barricada.
Now I'm on board.
Oh,
'cause
Matt's
it
on
actually
board
makes
now.
sense.
Look at that.
All
So
right.
we got to put
finally
little
came
teeth on the
around.
front of it. So
To paraphrase Jack Nicholson, you got 2 out of 3 Outriders on the barricaded train, and that ain't bad.
I've been on the barricaded. I've been on the barricaded train. All right, so of course it's a heavy. We kind of
Sure.
figured that much.
Yeah.
And then we saw a couple of the upgrade cards on it. The first sergeant looks like he gives tactical to
Yep.
it. It says Imperial only and ground vehicle only. So it looks like that'll work with both ATST and the tank.
And I don't know who I like him on better.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, for 5 points, make a standard move, get a free aim token. Hey, some action economy. Yay! About time.
It's great for both. And only 5 points. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
That's almost an
yeah,
automatic.
I heart that so hard.
Yeah. I would really love to know what that generic does, but yeah.
We'll just have to stay tuned.
And then I have no idea what that other weapon does, because there's no really words.
Yeah. Red defense dice and 8 hit points. So,
Red defense
durable.
dice and armor is going to be tough.
yeah.
That's a tough mofo.
I didn't even notice that.
That's the first. That's the first.
First
thing we've
that's the
seen.
first vehicle
Yeah.
with red defense dice.
Daddy.
Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
it's
I was a
gonna be
little
tough.
down on the amount of hit points, but with red dice,
Yeah.
man, are we going to see a return of ion troops?
You might have to.
Yeah.
Especially with this to not having a compulsory move. If you hit it with an ion, you got to move or you got to shoot.
All right, Vader, you staying in there, or Palp, you getting out
Yeah.
and walking?
So
You got your little walker with the little tennis balls on the bottom. You gonna shuffle it forward?
So yeah, it's got some durability, but yeah, it's got a draw. It's got some weaknesses to ion. So
It looks good, man.
And it looks so good.
it does. Yeah.
And more barricades.
And more barricades. There you go. More terrain. You can't complain
More,
about that.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
It comes with free terrain. What more do you want? They listen to us.
Okay. Are we putting snowtroopers in?
Yeah?
I think we are.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
I mean,
Trying to think of how.
get them up the board cheaper.
Transport snowtroopers inside. Bring some more stormtroopers behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
And here's
I
all
am
my
super
stuff
digging
directly in your face.
it. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to use your Imperial Royal Guard as, more than just Guardians,
Yeah?
that you got them,
Yeah.
delivery right up
I don't know if they
close,
can
so.
guard the tank, but that might be useful.
No.
Uh,
It's only trooper units.
so that was our first big preview on Monday, but then the Rebels got a little bit of a surprise of their own.
Yeah, proof that they are actually terrorists. It's great. I love it. Thank you, FFG, for confirming that rebels
What
are
makes you say that?
actually terrorists.
What makes you say that?
If you look at the kind, I'm going to go real world here for a minute.
Okay.
Like ISIS and every terrorist group ever that's ever fought in the Middle East, they're always
Air
driving
speeders.
around
They're always
in
using
some kind of
Land speeders,
yeah,
all the time.
They're
Graph
always
technology.
driving around in some kind of Toyota Hilux with a 50 cal welded to the back. It's called a technical. They made a technical for the rebels.
Okay, so you're calling the security forces on Naboo during the
Different.
distraction at Theed Palace ISIS members.
It's different because that vehicle.
No, they had a speeder with a giant cannon on the back. They shot at some droids, failing miserably, causing irreparable damage to a priceless piece of historical archway, and then they pissed off.
That sounds exactly like ISIS.
Oh yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I've
know.
played my Command and Conquer, sir. And
Oh
my
yeah,
Red
yeah,
Alert,
yeah.
so.
So basically, the rebels got a technical, and it's
Yeah.
great, and it's good. Just from the standpoint that it's like, rebel vehicles. What are you going to give them? This is a nice little bit of ingenuity on the.
Yeah.
On the
And I
on-
must
on
give
the-
you props. You were the first one to point out, at least in our little chat, this is Luke Skywalker's X-34.
Yeah, like his personal one, which is really weird modeling thing on this. Because if you look at the right nacelle of the model, it's missing that cover.
The cowling or
The
whatever.
cowling
Yeah.
is
Okay.
off of the engine.
Yeah.
That was damage from the Tusken Raiders. Like,
Look at that.
You can
Yep,
find.
there it is on the little 360 view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can if you look at like the photos, like the set photos and stuff
Yeah.
from A New Hope, after like when they drive the thing into Mos Eisley, it's missing that cover. Because remember, the Tusken Raiders were ripping it apart.
Tearing
Yeah,
apart,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Looking for snacks.
So
and
this
loose
is
change.
actually they went to Tatooine and repurposed Luke's old ride.
I wonder if they
or it's
actually-
just a cute Easter egg, and they thought, oh, we'll
Yeah,
show that
probably.
it's a beat-up land speeder. But still,
Which, if
it's
you
cool.
run more than one of them in a group, it just shows you how bad the rebels are at equipment upkeep and maintenance. Because
we saw
all
what
of their
happened
stuff
with
is literally falling
yeah, the
apart.
land speeder situation on the skid speeders in Episode 8. So
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
falling out of the sky.
The Rebels weren't known for having the best motor pool. We'll put it that way.
Did you PMCS this?
Where's the drip pan for this?
You fill up the Form 1800.
Do they
Yeah,
even
yeah.
have chalk blocks?
For repulsor vehicles? Actually, I think
Will
they
this
do
vehicle have a ground guide?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Right.
The tank. There you go. The first sergeant's going to make sure he's got a ground guide.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
We're getting way too military about
Yeah.
it.
I know,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
God, it's a good thing nobody in the military plays this game.
Right.
Right?
Anyway.
Hey, LJ.
Right? Hi, everybody. Anyways.
So, the model itself might be my favorite individual model.
It is
Probably,
pretty far.
yeah.
I
It's
like it.
really
It's
good.
really good. From the vehicle itself to the paint job on it to the 3 guys riding in it. The Rodian, you got the Twi'lek, you've got Twi'lek, whatever, and then the normal human driver,
Twizzler. Yeah.
Rebels character.
Yeah.
Callus confirmed.
Oh God.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, so there is a special card with it. Ryder Azari.
Azadi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the silly hat.
Right. Without his Handmaid's Tale hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the model looks great. The paint job looks great. So FFG's continue to
step up their game
in the modeling department. So
I'm really curious with so they've got a little piece of like transparent, plastic for the canopy bumble.
Yeah.
They've got it kind of scuffed up there. It looks like. Do you think that's going to be how it comes, or is that some extra studio magic?
I think that's just some extra loving.
Yeah.
I mean, just take a little bit of sandpaper to it if you want to. It's not hard to scuff your stuff up.
Yeah. It'll probably acquire that natural patina after time.
All right, so the stats for the card itself, 75 points off the bat, but you're going to want to throw some stuff on this.
Yeah, it's not very good just by itself.
This isn't like an ATRT. You can send it into combat and hope it kicks people to death.
No, the only weapon it has on its base is the driver's blaster pistol. Range 1 to 2, 2 white dice.
Surge to hit?
Yeah, okay, yeah. But, so you're going to want to throw some weapons on this thing. So take the 75 points with a grain of salt.
Did you just poo-poo white dice with a surge to hit?
I absolutely did.
Good. Now welcome to life as a stormtrooper unit.
So it has armor, but this is a new armor thing we've seen. So it's armor 2, but while defending, cancel up to 2 hit results.
It's got like light armor.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah,
it's good.
So we may start seeing values next to the armor stat with stuff from now on. Arsenal 3, which doesn't help based on having 1 gun, but there's a lot of upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, you could put 2 dudes and an emplacement weapon on there.
Cover 1 being a repulsor
Speeder,
vehicle, naturally. Light transport 1 open. So we saw the transport 1 open. This is light transport 1, which means it can carry exactly 1 small base model.
Oh, you can't put an FD tower on it?
Damn.
Who would even consider
the rebels?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll just strap it to some freaking civilian speeder.
It's like a mobile pirating cable device, essentially.
We get HBO from all of the coasts.
Right. So yeah, it's got 1 model capability, which it's kind of yet to be seen how you're going to use that. Do you want to put Luke in there and give him the increased mobility, even though Luke's not really wanting for mobility to begin with?
But that's your 1 model saying get closer so I can stab him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
People were kind of pointing out that it looks like it's going to tie in well with Jin.
Probably.
Which I totally agree with.
As an evac, dust off kind of thing.
Yeah, because Jin's not the most durable person, but she wants to get up in close combat.
And then get the hell out of there.
Yeah. So,
after they've claimed a supply box or
something. Get to the speeder!
Yeah.
Do it now!
Yeah.
Aye! And then, of course, being Speeder 1, it's got the ability to ignore terrain height 1 or less, and it has to perform a compulsory move. It moves at range 2, or movement 2, so it's not going to have the crazy range of a speeder bike or a air speeder.
But wait.
But yeah, we'll get back to that. Yeah. And then it surges to hit, surges to defense, white dice save, like everything else Rebel. And
it's also got vulnerable Jawa.
Can't abide those creatures.
Yeah, and then
get sucked into the intakes.
6 hit points. So
FOD.
So it's
surges both ways.
Stuff.
I really like that.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah. You need to have it with the white dice, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's got a ton of upgrade cards with it, and we've only
practically none of which we could see.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see the special character Ryder, which we didn't mention before, but he has a exhaustible ability that says while performing a move, you can increase or decrease your movement speed by 1, which is pretty big.
And that works for compulsory moves.
Yeah, it says compulsory. Well,
oh,
because it doesn't say a standard move.
Yep.
Like the first sergeant does.
Yep.
So yeah,
you can put him in a T-47 also.
You can. It says repulsor, rebel only.
Can you go speed 4?
Only.
No, there is no speed 4.
But
I'll make it up. I don't care.
I would make it legal.
But having it in this, I would assume it's an auto include. because being
Probably.
only 5 points, and it gives you the versatility to either go at speed 3 or speed 2 or speed 1.
Now, that's just for one move.
Yeah.
So if you're going to triple move, you can go 3-2-2 or 2-3-2 or 2-2-3.
Oh, because it's
depending
exhaustible.
on
Yeah.
Right. So
It's a good point. I didn't realize that.
yeah. It looks like you can only use it on one move out of the turn.
But
if you need to get in there, or get out,
or if
quick.
compulsory moves, I don't like them just because they can really, hamper. You as an X-Wing player, I know you're a little bit more accustomed to it. I
Right.
don't like being forced to move if I don't want to. So having the ability to choose, okay, do I want
a
to go 2,
speed
3,
one
or
compulsory,
1?
yeah,
That's a big
pretty
deal.
valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool. You're like Tokyo drifting around the table at that point.
Yeah,
Just like
basically.
throwing your ass end out and going. And
Yeah.
now we're going a different direction, guys.
Yeah,
Rebels.
so I think that's really
Boy,
good.
I hope those guys are belted in. They're riding on the.
Go flying.
Yeah.
out.
Well,
No
look
dampeners, buddy.
look at the Rodian. He's definitely not in. He's kind of just like sitting in a yoga position on the back end of it. So, but he's a Rodian, so
It's very
Oh,
at
that's
peace.
Spleemo Magnetbutt. He's fine. Do you know we got the name Magnetbutt?
Oh god. Spleemo Magnetbutt.
Oh god, that's
Wow.
awesome.
That's
That better be your Gathering Legions character. You better make a Rodian named Spleemo Magnetbutt.
which is too bad because they use aluminum in the X-34, so it doesn't do any good. He doesn't understand about ferrous, non-ferrous metals. How do magnets work? Spleemo doesn't know.
is that the Spleemo doesn't know? Is that like the follow-up song? that
Scotty doesn't know.
know?
Spleemo
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
Oh god, Spleemo Magnetbutt.
Sounds like he should be like a modern Hobbit.
Oh yeah. Underhill.
Yeah. Anyway,
So yeah, there's a lot of weapon upgrades that we can see,
I
but
want to know
not
what that
really.
rocket launcher does.
I want to know what all of it does,
Yeah.
just so I know what to be afraid of.
Well, there's the A300, the RP5-6, the Mark II M, and then M45.
Oh well then.
I see an impact something.
You're
At
gonna say
least
yeah.
on the
So the
RP5.
M45 is the one we can probably see the most on. It's got looks like fixed front. It looks like it has impact 1 and ion 1.
Yeah, that's the Twi'lek there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the
So-
M4. Well, which
No,
one has?
I'm
ion?
guessing no. That's the M45.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
guessing
M45.
The RP5-6 looks like the Twi'lek.
the Twi'lek with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, and that looks like it has impact 2, range
Yeah.
2 to 4.
Yeah,
It looks like
probably.
so.
That's probably about right.
Yeah, so it looks like we get a good guesstimate on those ones. Now, it looks like 2 of those are actual weapon upgrades, whereas the other 2 are actually riders, maybe,
Right.
or pilots or co-pilots.
Yeah, co-pilots.
It looks like.
So that's the 2 dudes. So you've got a pilot, you've got 2 dudes, a hard point, and then a comm upgrade. Those are your upgrade slots. So basically, to tool this whole thing up, you've got Ryder as your driver, and then you've got the 2 dudes in the back with the A300 and the RP. Is it RP5 or RPS? I don't know, but whatever. The Twi'lek and the Rodian,
Yeah.
and then one of the Mark II or the M45.
So it
And
looks like
that's the thing that's emplaced kind of forward of the driver, like Red Baron style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of versatility with this model, and
A lot. Yeah.
besides it being just a beautiful model to begin with, it's got a lot of things that you can vary up how you want to play it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me be the first to say, wouldn't it be cool if you could have Leia in there and she gives it like a dodge,
That would be awesome.
and then
Sure.
something else a dodge, and
Yeah.
then you're just running around with these.
But again, that's the thing. If you're embarked, do you set that token
Yeah.
aside, or do they still
You
get
know,
to
maybe
act?
you can,
right?
still make actions,
Yeah.
and she can lean out the side and cap some guys, and then hand
Throw
out
dodge tokens out the
yeah.
window, like it's candy in a parade.
Bees, yeah.
So yeah, we can't really judge either of these units completely until
we
we
know
know
all the
exactly
rules,
what
yeah.
embarking
This
is.
looks like something that's going to get expensive really quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
it'll
I
be
mean,
fragile.
you-
You don't
you
want to
go-
go too nutso
You go.
with it.
Typically heavies are point sinks, right?
Yeah.
195 for the ATST, 155 for the tank, and you look at this and you go, "Ooh, a heavy that's only 70 points." Yeah, I don't think that's staying under 100 points for long.
Is it? Oh, it is a heavy.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
of support.
No, it's a heavy. They're both heavies. So I think that's probably if I had to make a guess, it's probably going to end up somewhere in like the 110 to 130
I think more
range.
than that. Because if you look, what are most hardpoint upgrades, like the ATRTs, they're all about 25 to 30 points. So if you're looking, you've only got one weapon on this thing, and it's a pistol. So you're more than likely going to put at least 2 weapon upgrades on here, and probably Rider. So you may be looking at about 140, 150 points for this thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Get out.
no, I mean the most expensive hardpoint on the ATRT is 20 points.
No,
There's a the twin light blaster's 20 points, the mortar's 10, and the concussion launcher
on the
grenade launcher
ATST.
on the ATST.
I
Sorry,
saw ATRT.
sorry.
Yeah.
25 points for the heavy laser cannon, if I recall.
15. No, 20 point. Oh, for the ATRT.
Yeah.
I think it's 22, 25, and 28. I believe are the 3.
You know better because I
Yeah.
haven't run those guys in a while.
But again, that's on a cheap support unit. Right?
True. So putting on the heavy, it's going to be more expensive. So you're going to want to have at least 2 weapon upgrades.
The heavy weapons that are on the ATST are cheaper
Yeah.
than that.
I was gonna say,
They're 10.
Yeah.
I think that's
10,
maybe
15,
more
and
their
20.
role, so they get a discount for
Right.
it because they're doing what they're supposed to
But
be.
the ATST already has 2 built-in weapons that are pretty good. This thing has nothing.
ATST
essentially.
has one weapon.
One weapon.
You have to pay for the
Oh,
second
okay,
weapon.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's got
The,
one,
the
but
tank
it is good,
gets
though.
2, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, essentially, you have almost nothing on this thing to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to... I don't see it ever being run on less than 100 points.
Oh, I don't either.
okay, sorry.
I think it's going to end up around 130.
So laser cannon is 35, rotary is 30, flamethrower 25.
But
Okay,
you're also
yeah.
getting that on a 55 point unit.
Yeah.
So you're basically costing it. Once you put a weapon on there, your costing is about the same as a unit of bikes, like for like, support
Yeah.
for support,
Right,
right? But still a little bit cheaper. So I think you're probably ending up just a little bit under the tank with this one.
Okay,
So
that's probably fair.
130, 110 to 130, I think is probably
Ugh.
well.
When you put it like that.
Well, if you do 110 and
Okay.
keep it light, yeah, you got Arsenal 3, but okay, well, I'm going to keep it cheap, and I'm only going to put 2 weapons on there.
Well, since we know the one upgrade is 5 points, I'm just going to assume all the other upgrades are 5 points as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good. Sure.
That works.
90 points out the deal.
I see why Matt...
What's it going to take to get you into X34 today?
Well, since the XP38 came out, they just aren't as popular.
Oh, see, they're snapping up for cheap out there
Yeah.
on the Speeder Max lots.
Speeder Max.
Crazy Wattos, yeah.
Do we miss the holiday X34-a-thon?
Yeah, it'll come around. They've got a different name for it.
You didn't
every
see the
holiday.
commercial
Does
where
it
the...
come with a Car Minoc report?
You didn't see the commercial where the Tusken Raider brings home an X34 to his wife? And she
Oh, wow.
steps out of the cave, and she's super excited.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I do like that you have to pay extra points to get XM radio, though. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, so hey, I think that's our. I think between Spleemo Magnetbutt and Car Minoc reports, I think we've run this one to its course, to its logical conclusion.
yeah, but I'm very excited. These are fantastic.
The
units.
game needed this.
Yeah, absolutely.
The vehicle game was really stale, and it's just like, troopers, great. Meh. Yeah, no, I
mix
think
it up
I-
until
I-
we eventually get our cavalry.
I hope.
Still waiting on those dewbacks and
I
stuff.
hope
waiting
to
on 'em.
God we never get Tauntaun cavalry in this game.
I hope you have a long and happy life, Josh, because
Thank
it's
you.
just a game. But I really would like to have Tauntauns.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
3D print some.
I'd like to have them officially supported in the game as well. I mean, we could just go home and play Star Wars with like our old action
Look, Luke
figures.
Eddy on his throne of judgment will not allow us to have Tauntaun cavalry right now, okay?
If you talk to the right people, it can get added into Gathering Legions.
Maybe we need that guy.
See, look at that. I crush your hopes, and then I throw you a lifeline.
Cool. You're going to print me a Tauntaun?
No.
Just model it out of green stuff. Let's see those
By the
putty
way,
skills.
since we're wrapping up here, I'm going to put you on the spot. Hey, I need those snow troopers done for LVO. Any chance you could
I like how you
knock
ask
those
these
out?
things. Like how you ask these things like while we're on a public forum.
Yeah.
So it's like, here, you're gonna look like a jerk if you say no.
Just saying.
I got you.
Yay!
All right, guys, that'll do it for this week. Stand by for next week when hopefully we'll have the Imperial Specialists.
You've been listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
For more from the Outriders, make sure you like us on Twitter at Legion Outriders, subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Legion Outriders, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.